So we're here on Canada Day in front of the Parliament buildings asking Canadians what they think about Canada and what they think about Confederation, and hopefully what they think about George Brown. I don't think we're going to get many responses about George Brown, though, so we'll see what happens. What can you tell me about Confederation?
Confederation?
Yeah. What is it? I don't know, you tell me. What can you tell me about Confederation?
Can you have what?
Confederation. So what can you tell me about Confederation?
I have no idea what Confederation means.
No. 1867, right?
That's about it.
That's what I got.
So what's Confederation?
When the first 4 provinces joined together.
It's how Canada was made.
Well, it's the start of the country, where the provinces all came together.
There's 4 provinces.
Okay.
Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia.
You ever heard of Confederation?
Nope.
John A. Macdonald? Do you know who was involved in Confederation, like the politicians at the time?
Pretty sure Sir John A. Macdonald was the lead guy.
And who's John A. Macdonald?
The first Prime Minister of Canada.
He was Prime Minister.
Yeah?
Was our first Prime Minister, was he not? Yeah. That's about it.
Well, he would have been the father of Confederation.
The father of Confederation?
A father of Confederation.
Only one that pops in my head is Johnny MacDonald.
What can you tell me about John A. Macdonald?
He was a drunk.
Yeah. What else did he do?
Not a whole lot. He managed to stay in office because he was the head guy, right?
Yeah,
like, not because he did anything really spectacular.
What if I said he wasn't a great man?
We have to beat you up.
He's not a great man. I don't think he is.
You'll probably have to meet the canal.
John A. Macdonald is often portrayed as the leader of Confederation, but in fact, he was the political broker between George Cartier and George Brown.
Tell me about John A. Macdonald.
Well, he was our Prime Minister.
How about George Brown?
George Brown. Don't know George Brown, no.
No. Heard of George Brown?
George Brown, yes, of course, the editor of the Globe.
Yeah? What else can you tell me about George Brown?
Not very much, actually.
Surname as us.
Got the same name as me. Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be embarrassing. I'm a history major. The name's familiar, but I couldn't tell you one single thing.
I have no idea.
Let's go down the line and everybody takes one guess of who George Brown was.
Butler.
Oh,
Who's
well,
George Brown?
he is the current Prime Minister of Britain.
Yeah, that's Gordon Brown.
Oh, Gordon Brown. Then I don't know who George Brown is.
Have you ever heard of George Brown?
No.
I have heard of George Brown, but only because of the college.
Yeah.
I know nothing more about George Brown.
He's wanted like a leader. No, the president.
Is he the politician
Watch out, you're right in front of the camera.
Is he the politician that led Ontario into gaining independence? Kind of, sort of.
George Brown was the father of Confederation who led Ontario into Confederation.
Oh, okay, cool.
So he was against John A. Macdonald. John A. Macdonald and George Brown were political rivals. Everybody knows who Thomas Jefferson is?
Yeah.
That's like if you didn't know who Thomas Jefferson was. If somebody asked you, who's Thomas Jefferson, you had no idea. That's George Brown and Confederation. Now we're making a film about George Brown's role in Confederation.
Oh, that's great. He's one of my favorite Canadians.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what do you like about him?
Oh, I mean, like the Globe and Mail, and of course he was the founder of the Globe and Mail. Oh, his death was quite interesting.
So after hearing about George Brown, do you think it's important that Canadians made a documentary film on George Brown?
Yeah.
Well.
I can't think of any reason why that wouldn't be a good idea.
Yeah.
Put the camera back on that.
Yeah? You want to start again?
Sure.
Okay. So who's George Brown?
He's that dude from back in '67. He did that Confederation thing.
Yeah.
He's a global male. He's been everywhere around the globe.
I don't think he was, no. It's been an interesting experience being here in Ottawa for Canada Day, for the Canada Day long weekend. We talked to a lot of people. We got a lot of different responses. Most people don't know who George Brown is, which is a shame. And hopefully we can get some support for our film, and hopefully you will give us some support for our film. So continue to log on to gbdoc.ca, the website, and continue to support the idea of making a film about George Brown and Confederation.